Well, out on a Sunday morning ruck with the old Temu Malinois. Seems to get her harness already messed up. Hey, come here. Come here. Okay, give her. So, I did some thinking on the drive in and figured I had a good discussion topic today. Is the old saying, fuck your feelings. You know, it's don't let your emotions control you. You control them. It's all a part of life. Doesn't mean that you repress them or squish them inside. You feel them, process them in a good, timely way or good, healthy way, but just don't let them run amok. Don't let them ruin the day. Don't let them, disappointment, sadness, anger. It's all your self-punishment. So don't let it ruin things. Don't let it ruin you, your day, or your decisions. If you got to, take that second. Take a step back. Do some thinking. Do some processing. Even in a life or death situation, be surprised on, you might even have a second to collect yourself, detach. Don't let your brain run amok. Because really, at the end of the day, they're a part of you, but they're not you. You can, and at the end of the day, you can teach yourself to control them. It doesn't mean that you don't feel them, and feeling them is important, but processing them is equally as important. And there's always a time and place for that. And really, at the end of the day, all you have to do is tell yourself that you're exploring them. I've had my fair share of heartaches and depression and anxieties and life gone astray. But in the end, you just got to tell yourself you're exploring those feelings. Just think about your thoughts. Realize that it's not you. And you can just, navigate accordingly. But in the end, you just try to enjoy it. Even the sadness, it's part of this game. It's part of life, right? You're always going to have this stuff go on no matter what you do. You can never avoid it. And don't even avoid your feelings. Just learn the art of controlling them, feeling them, but not letting them. You don't have to show them. Just let them do their thing, run their course. A lot of times, if you just take a step back, breathe in your nose a bunch of times, you'll activate some stuff in your brain, and turns out you'll just start calming down. You start thinking clearer again. You got to get to that state, because really, in the end, that's all that really matters, is staying calm and composed and professional, especially if you're in a workplace. Tempers can fly. I've worked in my entire career in high stress or high danger jobs, and last thing you need is someone having a meltdown. So, I get mad, I get annoyed, but it's all on me. It's being angry is really only self-punishment. The only person you're punishing is yourself. Because really, in the end, nobody really cares. And that's a pretty liberating thing, in my opinion. Nobody thinks about you. Nobody cares. We're just going through life all in our own processes. We have our own stories. It's all part of our life, and it's all part of the game, part of the simulation. We just, so don't let people fucking ruin that either. But yeah, fuck your feelings. Don't let them run amok, especially your temper, your annoyances. That's all your own perspective. And if something's annoying you, making you angry, that's on you to fix. People are just going to do what people do. It's not really their fault if you get annoyed. But when it comes to your feelings and the regulations, you just deal with it. Yeah, shit happens. Life is hard. But because it's hard, that's what makes it beautiful. We're only here for a limited amount of time. So we got to make the best of what we have. Life's going to deal you a shit hand in poker. Pretty well every day. You're going to get a shit hand of cards. But it's your goal and your purpose to make that a good winning hand. Even if you got pocket fours, you just got to do what you can. And if you play your cards right every day, you are going to come out on top, even with that shit hand. But if you start looking at things a little bit different perspective, like, you know, starting off with emotional regulation, you'll be able to experience and enjoy more of your life. Because, you know, I found over the years, if you get to have enough bad days, you start to actually like them. Because you know that those bad days shape you and own you into a weapon. You know, you can be a weapon of good or a weapon of evil. Hopefully you're a weapon of good like the rest of us, but, you know, it's like that saying, not saying, but heard once that when bad things happen to you, you have two choices. One is you can try to make sure that it doesn't happen to other people, right? Or you can make it happen to other people. It's kind of like the hero versus the villain, because the hero and the villain are the same person, just left with one different decision. And you can either make a decision out of kindness and goodness and positivity and move forward, or you can make that decision out of spitefulness, evilness, maliciousness, and try to extrude that negativity outwards towards other people, which really is what a villain is. So make the hero's choice in life. Just, you know, something bad happens to you, don't take it out on other people. It's not their fault. Even if it is their fault, they're living their own life. And if it's malicious, just let it go, forgive, and move on. Because obviously, if they made did something negative or horrible to you, they're not going to care. And being angry or sad about it is only going to make them feel more powerful. So don't give them that power. Take it away from them. Give it to yourself. Forgive. Move on. Let go. Forgive, but never forget. You know, we all got a life to live, and yeah. So, but as I said, fuck your feelings. If you're in your own head and you're thinking too much, learn to stop thinking so much. Just focus on action, doing. And it turns out if you don't, get out of there. If you focus on doing, taking action in life, shit's gonna get a hell of a lot better, a lot faster. You know, Jordan Peterson always said, start by cleaning your room. It's little victories in life, right? You just start off with one small win in the morning, and you can carry that momentum the rest of the day. Just every day, a little bit better, a little bit more improvement. And before you know it, you'll be a completely different person. You know, I know this because I done it myself. I was in a few bad spots in my life. Used to be really fat, overweight, out of shape, and miserable. I had a shitty marriage, and you know, and then one day in COVID, I just decided to change, and I started walking my old dog and going. And you know, it's kind of one of those things. You just start little bits of changes, and before you know it, end of summer, I was down 40 pounds, and within a year, I was down 100 pounds. And I'd come a long ways, and I changed as a human being. I became a better person, you know. But anyways, when it comes to this life stuff, just remember, you're in control. You're in the driver's seat. So you live life to your fullest. And with any luck, you'll have a good time, and then, you know, bring light to other people's lives. Enjoy, make their lives better while you're at it. You know, sometimes that random act of kindness goes a long ways. You know, so and whenever you're stuck in a bad spot, or you're thinking things are not looking good, well, tell yourself, fuck those feelings, and just make yourself feel better. Focus on the positive, because no matter what happens, there's always a positive. There's always a silver lining. And you can always walk on the sunny side of the street, right? So, anyways, hope all you guys out there in fucking YouTube land are enjoying the sun, the walks, and, you know, tally ho, motherfuckers.